Good memories, warm, happy thoughts. Bring it on. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, New York.
I'll start with the eggnog and work my way up to the tree. How about that? That's nightly news for this Friday. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Tokyo 21, presented locally by IT&E.
Hafaday, welcome to Weekend Edition. Glad you could join us. COVID numbers on Guam remain at an all-time high, but the Department of Education is still preparing for the potential reopening of face-to-face contact.
The Guam Department of Education is holding a series of school readiness stakeholder presentations beginning next week. The meetings will give GDOE an opportunity to provide more in-depth information to parents regarding potentially reopening face-to-face classes in January. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez says at the end of the day, their goal is to have kids back in school in one way or another, not just for the academics, which are important, but also because of the various supports which are provided in terms of food support, behavioral services, and being able to assist those that may be having difficulties at home. The forum will also provide parents the opportunity to ask questions, seek clarification, and provide feedback regarding the planning process.
What we really would look forward to next week is making sure that we can have an opportunity to walk our parents through what our thought process is, to clarify that safety is first, to commit to continuing to strengthen the models of learning, whatever they are.
The Zoom meetings will allow GDOE to get a sense of what the community thinks in terms of the safety of reopening and what it will take to have them comfortable bringing students and employees back to face-to-face learning. Fernandez says they've been tracking the data based on CDC's guidelines for assessing risk of transmission of COVID-19 in schools, as well as tracking the data day by day based on the Joint Information Center reports. However, with Guam's COVID numbers soaring, Fernandez understands that reopening in January is highly unlikely.
It's very important that we get the message out there that if January comes and it's still not safe in terms of the community situation, reopening will not be an option for us, because we cannot, subject our employees and students to risk in the highest risk, situations.
Fernandez says they're focusing on safety in terms of getting supplies, equipment, and training for proper use. He adds that they're ensuring to provide choices for parents and students that are not comfortable with returning to face-to-face learning.
We still want to offer some options to students who still don't feel comfortable coming to school. And we want to focus on their social and emotional well-being as well.
A total of 5 stakeholder presentations will be held by region beginning on Monday. Each meeting will begin at 5:30. A maximum of 300 participants are allotted in the Zoom meetings. However, parents can still tune into the live stream on the GDOE Facebook page.
Japan Airlines announced that its Guam service will remain suspended through the end of January. However, it says it will operate 3 special flights during the holidays to accommodate those who need to return to Japan. JAL will fly Guam to Narita on Christmas Eve, December 24th, and on January 4th and the 24th. The Japanese national carrier says it continues to review travel restrictions within each of its international destinations. It's also urging customers to follow their country's health guidelines. In a news release, Regional Director Hajime Fujiwara said, quote, "Let's hope for an early vanquishment of the virus and proceed with safety precaution measures at all times. We will continue to keep you updated as we move along," unquote. Guam Preservation Trust Chief Program Officer Joe Kanata has been elected to serve as an ex officio member of the Board of Trustees of the National Trust for Historic Preservation, representing the National Trust Advisors. The NTHP is a privately funded nonprofit organization that works to save America's historic places. Kanata will be joined by other nationally known leaders in business, urban planning, and preservation who collectively govern the NTHP. It's more than 200 employees and 28 National Trust historic sites across the U.S. Kanata is no stranger to preservation and heritage advocacy issues. As a leader of the Humatic Community Foundation, co-founder of the Asian and Pacific Islander Americans in Historic Preservation, member of Advisory Council for the National Trust for Historic Preservation, and board member of the National Historic Preservation Partners Network, he has bridged preservation work locally with partners across the Pacific and the mainland U.S. We here at KUAM are getting ready to kick off the season of giving with Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is part of a global initiative to come together for a day of giving. It's celebrated every Tuesday after Black Friday. This year it will be December 1st, and as ambassadors for Giving Tuesday on Guam, it is our duty to plan within our community how we can give back to those in need. With the COVID-19 pandemic, in the words of KUAM CEO Marie Calvo-Monge, this year's Giving Tuesday will be unique in that the need is greater than ever, but we're faced with so many limitations.
We have been working on some different ways that we can still be involved in a safe way, but still, answers the call to the great need in our community.
Some ways that the stations of KUAM will be celebrating Giving Tuesday is feeding our veterans with the help of West Care and UOG. We'll also be putting together care packages for frontline workers and our manumko for St. Dominic's.
Last year, before COVID, everything happened, we were identified by Global Giving Tuesday, and they invited Guam to be a member of this organization, and specifically KUAM. With our, just recognizing our effort.
Typically around this time, KUAM would be starting our canned goods and non-perishable food drive, followed by a toy drive. But due to the pandemic, we'll be holding a donation drive-through in the KUAM parking lot for toys and non-perishable food items for the Salvation Army on December 1st from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more details, you can go to our website at kuam.com/givingtuesday. Now it's time for our weekly Just for Kids segment, where experts answer questions catered just for kids. Today's guest is Steel Athletics owner JJ Ambrose.
Apade. My name is JJ Ambrose, owner of Steel Athletics, and this is my daughter,
Julia Ambrose.
Today we're going to give you some healthy tips.
Just for kids. Dad, how important is it to exercise every day?
Well, in addition to fighting obesity, cardiovascular disease, and heart disease, I really enjoy playing with you every day. And someday you're going to give me grandbabies, and I'm going to enjoy playing with them too.
Dad, what are some quick exercises I can do when watching TV at home?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because tonight when we're watching the latest episode of Rick and Morty, I'm going to have you do 100 jumping jacks, 80 Russian twists, 60 air squats, 40 push-ups, and your favorite 20 burpees.
Dad, what are some ways I can make exercising fun?
Well, I know exercising isn't always fun. We get out of breath, we get sweaty, we get hot, and those are things that you don't really enjoy. But I know you enjoy video games, so I tell you what, if you finish this workout and you give your best effort, I'm gonna let you play Call of Duty tonight for a whole hour. How's that sound?
Great.
Okay, let's do it.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have Trend Spotting with Peter Santos, and still to come, sports with Dave Delgado.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Get going with GTA Prepaid Unlimited. It's easy to load. Simply press *488#, send, select 2 on your screen, and then load. And with fast LTE data, you're able to quickly connect and share to your digital world. Plus, with reliable service, you're able to connect with loved ones whenever, wherever. GTA, we start with you.
Wow, we're halfway through November already and still in the grips of the COVID pandemic. We're going to touch on some of the biggest virus stories this week and a couple of others. I'm Peter Santos, and here's your Trendspotting report. The numbers keep on soaring. When we met last week, we had just broken the 5,000 COVID-19 case mark. As of Thursday night, we were towards 6,000 with 5,850 reported cases. By Friday morning, we were up to 92 deaths related to the virus and just about 2,000 people still infected with the virus. It's no wonder we remain in PCOR 1. With the holidays quickly approaching, Governor Lulian Guerrero urged residents this week to strive for 5, meaning get our COVID area risk score or CAR score down to 5 so she could lift more restrictions. The CAR score measures such things as the incidence of new cases, how well the testing is able to identify the new cases, and the rate of spread. Now, when the governor called for the island to work at this, our CAR score was at 9.8. The big problem? Our CAR score then exploded to 37.8 after 2 separate infection clusters were identified in construction worker barracks. Black Construction reported more than 300 positive cases, while Cortec reported more than 30 of their workers had the virus. The chances of a larger family gathering for Thanksgiving began to slip away, but Dr. Felix Cabrera of the Governor's Physicians Group said we shouldn't give up so fast.
This first wave, when we were at like 27.5 CAR score, we got it down to 5 in 13 days. And that's when everybody, that was with the stay-at-home order. And so in 13 days, we went from 27.5 down to 5. And so that's important to know that we can do this in a fairly rapid fashion. And just like the United States Surgeon General, Jerome Adams, said to us that we really can do this. If we just commit for a minimum of 2 weeks, that we really can get this suppressed.
We took to social media and asked you if you thought we could get our CAR score down to 5. 13% had faith and said yes, while a whopping 87% said, no way, Jose. We're not quite done with COVID. The newly discovered clusters prompted Public Health Thursday to once again halt all construction projects. According to Public Health, several construction companies work together on projects, and that means the substantial amount of infections poses a threat to the construction workforce, industries associated with those projects, and the larger community. Immediate action is necessary to protect against any further spread. And spread it has over at the Department of Corrections. After an outbreak among employees at the Mingilao facility, it was only a matter of time when the virus would reach the inmates. This week, some 91 inmates and detainees tested positive for COVID-19 at the Mingilao prison. At the Hagåtña detention facility, 2 detainees and 2 officers tested positive. 1 detainee, with approval from the AG's office, was transferred to a GovGuam isolation facility. The second detainee is being held at DOC's Mingilao facility for isolation. Here are some comments on the rising COVID cases. Sierra Porter says, Public Health Department failure here, just one of their failures to be added to the rest of what they've been screwing up with. Nellie Doyle Hoover said, let's see how your government deals with this crab. Sabine Jargaloff says, with that many officers out sick, who's watching the inmates? Debbie Davis says, prayers for all. Now turning to the race to the Capitol. Ahead of the delegate runoff, Senator Will Castro offered his support to Democrat Robert Underwood. Underwood, a 5-term former congressman, faces current Guam delegate Michael Saniclas in the November 17th runoff. Castro, the lone Republican who vied for the seat in the general elections, met with Underwood at Castro's outside kitchen. On both their Facebook pages, Castro wrote, based on my personal relationship with him for over 2 decades, respect for his experience, and the high regard we had for each other during the campaign, I gave him my vote in this runoff election. I am certain he will represent us well in the next congressional term in Washington, D.C. And since we're on the topic of Washington, D.C., we have to mention that a president and vice president-elect has been declared. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris emerged victorious after certain key states returned their votes. The latest electoral vote count had the Biden-Harris team up at 279, while lame duck President Trump was at 217. The winners needed 270 to secure their seat at the White House. Trump, however, continues to allege voter fraud as he is yet to concede and offer a peaceful transition of power. Eek. And one other big story this week involved a mother pleading to the community for help finding her missing son. On the link, Melanie Castro Guerrero appealed to the island's residents for help in locating her son Michael Jose Castro. The mother reported her son's disappearance to the police on November 8th, just 5 days after his 27th birthday. She described Michael as a loving person, always lending a helping hand to his many friends. Quote, I have to believe that he is still alive. I have to believe that until I see it for myself, and until I see something is wrong, I have to believe that he is still alive and have to have hope that he is. And I'm not going to give up until we find him. End quote. Michael was last seen on October 29th driving a beige Lexus. His mom told KUAM that the vehicle has been located in Santa Rita, information she found out via social media connections. Now, if you have any information on this case, you're asked to call Guam Crime Stoppers at 472-8911 or contact GPD Dispatch at 475-8615. Here are some comments. One Facebook commenter said, I pray for his safe return and I pray for your family, especially the mother. I know how painful it is to not hear a voice and see the body of our kids, and so this I pray for our Lord's grace to reunite you both. While Emily says, may the Lord and all the angels and saints keep him safe under their wings wherever he is, hoping that he is found and safely back home. And Evelyn says, sending prayers and strength for his family, most especially his mother. May the Lord safely return him home to reunite with loved ones. So we know Thanksgiving is around the corner and Christmas will be here in a blink. We've done it before and we can do it again. Let's strive for 5 and keep ourselves and each other safe from COVID. Until next week, adios.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the island. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Are you looking to save? Here at Cars Plus, it's Black Friday every day. You'll love our entire Hyundai SUV lineup, like the 2020 Hyundai Tucson, ranked Best Compact SUV by J.D. Power in 2020. Drive home in your new Tucson starting as low as $158 per paycheck, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. That's right, there's only one place to shop for your SUV this November. It's here at Cars Plus. Call us at 477-7807 to schedule your appointment today. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the show tonight, Al Garrido, ESA League Director, here to talk about the virtual forums held for coaches and athletes. Now, sports on island has been put on hold for the last several months, but GDOE wanted to release some information about interscholastic sports competition.
Well, good morning, Dave, and thanks for this opportunity. I mean, it was pretty exciting stuff. We met with quite a few coaches from all different sports, all different quarters that we usually see only once every quarterly, but this time we had a whole bunch of them all together. One of the things we let them know is that ESA is working to be in line with GDOE's plans. And so since GDOE had some views of a possibility of going back face-to-face in January, then we wanted to let everyone know that we should also be preparing in case that did happen for sports as well.
Well, it's been a while since the athletic directors and coaches have had a chance to meet with the student athletes. From the coaches' side, what were some of the main issues that were brought up?
Well, a lot of them were looking at concern. I really could tell that the football coaches especially, they wanted to make sure that they had their voices heard. Coach Bland wants to be involved with a committee to kind of see what we can do to salvage some type of a football season. So they all want to be they want to make sure that they have their expertise, so to say, because they are what Coach Bland mentioned was subject matter experts. And yeah, I agree that we should hear what they have to say and see what they might what they could put together to try and salvage a season. One of the things they did like is the fact that we put a lot of the supposed high-risk sports later on into the year, so that they have a better chance of being played. And that's really what our agenda is right now. We're with ISA, we're trying to make sure that we try to not cancel anything until it has to be. And right now we're trying to keep all our options open.
When you talk about guidelines and, trying to get sports back on track, besides the normal temperature check and everything, is it limiting the amount of fans, and what are some of the other guidelines that you guys were looking at?
Well, probably the biggest guideline is we're going to operate with what the GovGuam has to hand down to us. So we're going to continue to monitor that situation. If GovGuam opens up to PCOR 3, that might be the first real kind of indication that we're going to start looking at opening up. And then we're going to follow guidelines that have already been set in place. I guess most of them know them already. So if you went into a store or went into a government office, a lot of times they have pre-screening questions asking them how you feel. Have you had a cough lately? And so forth. And then those guidelines we follow, including temperature checks and so forth. And really, it's a really strict view on how sports is going to be run. That includes separation of the athletes in pods and during practices, wiping down of all the equipment, keeping contact and keeping a list of everyone who shows up at practice, the whole gamut of things.
And one of the main purpose of getting everybody back into communication to encourage athletes to begin their training again.
Yeah, we really, one of our concerns, obviously, I believe everyone's concern all across the board is the social and emotional well-being of our athletes. And we all know the benefits of sports and what it can bring. And we felt that it's been a long time. We realized that a lot of our athletes were very excited when school started. They had that normal feeling come July and August of first quarter sports, and all our football players and our volleyball players were getting really excited. I'm sure, even though school wasn't open yet, a lot of them were probably training on the side, and we noticed that enthusiasm might have been dying out. The superintendent brought it up himself. He has a daughter who plays volleyball. There were certain things that he noticed from just her in motivation too, and that's all around. So we wanted to make sure that if we were going to ask the athletes to prepare, that we gave them good guidance towards that, including how to train independently, the different options that are available out there.
You said there were 400 plus athletes who registered for the forum, and speaking with them, what were some of their biggest concerns?
Well, obviously their biggest concerns were the usual, which is, can you switch out this sport for that sport? And because, we have a lot of multi-athletes. So there's going to be some conflict and some clashing of sports that are being offered. There was a young lady who asked if we can not make sure that, I believe it was rugby and basketball, we put in a tentative block together. And then there were some gentlemen who were asking about football, and I forgot another sport. There was that was really their concern. It's more they were really hoping that they could continue operations or participating as usual.
You guys have talked about starting with low-risk sports. Let's talk about some of the low-risk sports that have a possibility of starting first.
Okay, so right now we have the low-risk sports, which have been indicated by a lot of different federations. That includes golf, track, tennis, cheerleading, cross country, and then we have medium risk sports such as volleyball, baseball, soccer, paddling. I think baseball and softball might have been considered low to medium risk because of the lack of contact with the opponent except for when you're at the bases and so forth. And then you got your higher risk sports, which were football, rugby, and wrestling, which had a lot of contact with the opponent. We do know that there is some soccer going on the island, and we can kind of gauge on what they're doing to operate that safely. And obviously the others are already sports that are allowed. They do allow tennis and cross country right now in the conditions. So we felt those are a good chance of starting up also.
And for some of those athletes out there that have some information, how should they go about contacting maybe their coaches, athletic directors, just to stay in touch for anything that might be released in the near future?
Well, that is going to be very important. We do have our social media pages. We have our IG account, which is GDOE ISA, our Twitter, which is GDOE ISA, and our Facebook, which is GDOE ISA. So we're planning to make sure that that's all our announcements are there. We're going to go through our athletic directors and our administration also to shoot out emails. And of course, we're going to go to our friends in the media. So we're really going to try and make those announcements out there so people will be able to be informed if and when that does start and what type of things that are offered for them.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Get going with GTA Prepaid Unlimited. It's easy to load. Simply press star 488#, send, select 2 on your screen, and then load. And with fast LTE data, you're able to quickly connect and share to your digital world. Plus, with reliable service, you're able to connect with loved ones whenever, wherever. GTA, we start with you.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Weekend birthday shoutouts go like this on Saturday the 14th. Happy birthday to Frazia Jewel Arnaiz. Happy birthday number 1 to my baby. Love coming from her family. Also born, and with the same name, Frazia Diego. Wishing you a happy blessed birthday with love, hugs, and kisses. Shout out from the whole family. Enjoy your special day, and please stay safe. Lyra Durigi, happy birthday, sissy. We hope you had a good day. We love you very much with a B. Awesome. Love Daddy, Geraldine, Jesse, and Elias Ray. And Debbie Espanol Smith, happy birthday blessings to Sissy. We love you and we miss you plenty, says your adoring Guam familia. And happy birthday to one of our own, Ken Borja, Mr. Tech. He's the guy that fixes all the stuff that we break here around KUAM. So Ken, we really, really appreciate you. We are so incredibly blessed to have you as a member of our family. And we hope you're finally taking the day off and enjoying your birthday on Saturday. On Sunday, November 15th, happy birthday to Selena Rosalind Guerrero. Happy birthday to our sister. And continued blessings to you, sister, on your special day. We love you, love you, love you. Say love, your brother Benny, and the entire family. That's some really, really good people. We really adore them. We're so happy to have them as members of our island family, and we wish each and every one of them a happy birthday.
Remember, you can be part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo your name and birthday. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.